The drizzle had just begun cascading over the serene suburban lane when Sergeant Nathan Reed stepped from the taxi, his duffel pack slung across his shoulder. The clatter of his boots striking the damp sidewalk was the sole sound piercing the stillness. His attire, faintly scented with dust and smoke, clung to him as he paused, gazing at the familiar small white cottage that had been his sanctuary throughout his life. It had been 9 months since he'd seen it. 9 months since he'd last embraced his younger sister, Emma. He hadn't informed anyone of his return. His homecoming was meant to be a surprise, a heartfelt reunion brimming with joy and tears. Yet as he ascended the steps, an eerie calm hung in the air, a weight he couldn't quite grasp. Before we dive further into this poignant tale, if you cherish kindness, redemption, and the strength of defending those we hold dear, please pause to like this video, share it with someone needing hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Tales Stories. Your support breathes life into more touching narratives. Nathan turned the knob slowly, expecting Emma to dash into his arms as she always did. Instead, he found her seated at the kitchen table. Her shoulders slumped, her face averted. Something was wrong. Her posture was rigid, and her hands quivered faintly as they clasped a mug of untouched tea. When she finally met his gaze, Nathan's breath hitched. Her right cheek was puffy and bruised, a faint mark creeping toward her eye. In a heartbeat, the thrill of his return faded, replaced by a chilling, sinking fury he hadn't known in years. He let his bag fall silently, every muscle tensing as countless questions surged through his mind. The army had trained Nathan to restrain his emotions, to evaluate situations calmly before acting. But this was different. This wasn't a war zone. This was his little sister, and someone had harmed her. His heart raced as he struggled to comprehend what he saw. Memories of their youth flooded back, Emma with scraped knees after tumbling off her bike, Emma weeping after her first heartbreak, Emma beaming with pride at her graduation. He'd always been her guardian, even from continents away. But now he had failed her, and guilt coiled around him like thorns. Days drifted by in a fog of bewilderment and silent watchfulness. Emma dodged his questions, dismissing her injury with feeble excuses about clumsiness or mishaps. Nathan knew better. His training had honed his ability to spot subtle signs. The way her voice faltered when she claimed she was fine, the anxious glances toward the door when her boyfriend's name arose, the way she flinched at sudden sounds. There was a story behind those marks, one she was too scared to share. But Nathan wouldn't press her. He knew trust couldn't be demanded. It had to be earned. Over time, Nathan noticed other clues. The house felt altered, heavier somehow. The once lively space, filled with Emma's laughter and melodies, now seemed steeped in strain. There were nights when he heard her sobbing quietly in her room, muffling the sound to stay unheard. Each time it shattered him further. He recalled the vow he'd made to their late parents before deploying, that he'd always shield Emma no matter what. Now, in their childhood home, he realized he had to honor that vow, even if it meant facing something he wasn't prepared for. One afternoon, Nathan returned earlier than expected after errands. As he neared the house, he heard voices inside. A man's voice, low and harsh, echoed through the walls, followed by Emma's soft, apologetic tone. Nathan froze outside, every instinct urging him to charge in. When he stepped inside, what he saw chilled him. Emma stood by the kitchen counter, head bowed, while a man towered over her, his hand gripping her arm tightly. Nathan's training took over, not in aggression but in restraint. He stepped forward, his voice steady but firm, ordering the man to release her. The stranger turned, surprise flickering across his face upon seeing Nathan in uniform. A tense silence hung before the man muttered something and stormed out, leaving Emma trembling in the kitchen. In the days that followed, Nathan tried everything to support her. He prepared meals, urged her to open up, reminded her of her resilience, but he knew healing wasn't instant. Emma had lived in fear for months, perhaps longer, and trust would take time to restore. Gradually, he saw small shifts. Her eyes grew a bit brighter. Her laughter returned in fleeting moments, and she even resumed her artwork. Nathan stayed near, quietly guarding her, ensuring she knew she wasn't alone. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, Emma finally spoke. She shared everything, the controlling relationship, the fear, the isolation. She confessed she hadn't told him earlier because she didn't want to burden him while he served overseas. Her voice cracked as she apologized, but Nathan gently stopped her, assuring her none of this was her fault. That night, as she wept in his arms, he vowed she'd never face such pain again. He would ensure she was safe, cherished, and supported. Weeks later, with Nathan's encouragement, Emma took bold steps to rebuild her life. She joined a support group, reconnected with friends she'd distanced herself from, and began teaching art at a local community center. Nathan watched with pride as his sister transformed from someone gripped by fear to someone reclaiming her strength. He realized his unexpected return, though sparked by joy, had been precisely what she needed. Sometimes, life places you exactly where you're meant to be. As Nathan and Emma's story concludes, if this journey stirred your heart or reminded you of the power of love, family, and new beginnings, please take a moment to like this video, share it to spread hope, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Stories for more stories that uplift and heal. Your support truly matters. And before we close, we have a special request. Please comment below and share. Have you ever been someone's unexpected pillar of strength, or has someone appeared for you when you needed it most? We'd love to hear your story. Before we end, we have a special request for you. Please take a moment to share your own experience in the comments below. Has there ever been a time when someone arrived unexpectedly and gave you the courage you didn't know you needed? Or perhaps you were the one who stepped in for someone else at just the right moment. Your stories matter and can inspire others who may be silently struggling. We'd love to read your experiences. So don't hesitate. Share your thoughts, your moments, and your heart in the comments below.